Hey friends, thanks for clicking on my face. Today is going to be awesome because we're talking about the creation of the universe. We're going to talk about some insane animals, some things you probably didn't even know about the universe, and we're talking about you guys. So you're definitely going to want to stick around. Alright, thanks for tuning in to Shahan Culture. I'm Zach, and here we talk about Disney, design, and discipleship. And like I said, today is going to be awesome because we're going to talk about things you probably didn't know. We're going to talk about you guys and some insane animals, some insane facts you probably didn't even know about. How do you say that word? Siphonophory. Siphonophory is an order of hydrozoans, a class of marine organisms belonging to the phylum Mummy. Now, like I said, today is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited to tell you all this stuff. I could just literally pop right out of my seat right now. I could just, but I won't because you need to see me. So let's get into it. Now, first off, we're gonna break down Genesis, and we're gonna see how God created the universe in the very beginning. But let me give you a brief breakdown of the first 6 days that God created the universe. So, let's start off with day 1. Day 1, the heavens and the earth and light and darkness were created, so day and night. On day 2, the waters and the space between the water above and below were created, so that means water and sky. On day 3, land and seas, and then also vegetation. Now, today we're talking about 4, 5, and 6. In the other video that I posted right up there, you can see getting in depth about the first day, the second day, and the third day. Today we're talking about 4, 5, and 6. So, day 4, sun, moon, and the stars. Day 5, animals of the water and sky. There's some really cool, interesting facts that I'm going to share with you today. Day 6, animals of the land and humans, so you guys. And then on day 7, we're not going to talk about that because that day he rested. Now, if you don't have your Bible yet, go get it, pause me, or pull it up on your screen. We're diving right into Genesis 1. Let's get into it. Genesis 1:14 through 31. Here we go. Then God said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And that is what happened. God made 2 great lights, the larger one to govern the day, and the smaller one to govern the night. He also made the stars, and set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the 4th day. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that scurries and swarms in the water, and every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And evening passed, and morning came, marking the 5th day. Then God said, "Let the earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offspring of the same kind, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals." And that is what happened. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image, to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals of the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground." So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground." Then God said, "Look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth, and all the fruit trees for your food. And I have given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life." And that is what happened. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was good. And evening passed, and the morning came, marking the 6th day. Alright, so now on to those amazing, interesting facts about each day. Let's start off with day 4. So as we just read, day 4, God created sun, moon, and the stars. Now, in creating the sun, moon, and stars, there's some amazing things that happened during this process. So we all know what the sun is. The sun star is the brightest star. It's the center of our solar system. It's almost a perfect sphere of hot plasma. But here's some amazing things you probably didn't know. Its diameter is 864,000 miles. That's 109 times more than the Earth's. Well, how much heat is this thing putting off? How hot is this thing? Well, the sun's core is 27 million degrees. That's 15 million degrees Celsius. Okay? The sun fuses about 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. This converts over 4 million tons of matter into energy just in that second. If you thought that was crazy, go and check this one out. This energy can take between 100,000 to 170,000 years just to get to us. Now, also in the description below, I'm going to have some really cool tools that you need to go check out. They're really, really neat. Alright, so now onto the moon. So the moon's average orbital distance is 238,856 miles. And by some research, it's actually said to be formed by debris left over from a giant impact between Earth and a hypothetical Mars-sized body called Theia. Now, with the amount of diameter that it has, it's about 30 times that of Earth. And after the sun, the moon is the second brightest thing that we can see in the sky. Its surface is actually dark, so it kind of looks like asphalt to us, but it actually appears very, very bright when you get close to it. Its gravitational influence produces the ocean tides, body tides, and the slight lengthening of the day. Now, here is the really, really cool part. So, after the sun, like we said, the moon is, the brightest thing that we can see. But it's actually the second brightest celestial object that we can see from the Earth sky. So, with this in mind, what is it that you want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say, and I'll throw a lasso around and pull it down to you. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, so now onto those stars. A star is an astronomical object consisting of a luminous spheroid of plasma held together by its own gravity. But the cool thing is, how many stars are there really? Well, in the observable universe, meaning the ones that we can actually see, there's estimated of 1 times 10 to the 24th power of stars. That's the ones that we can actually see. So how much more is outside of our galaxy? Well, there are actual stars between galaxies also. So it's not just stars in our galaxy or in another galaxy. There's more stars between galaxies. So the amount of stars, the amount of galaxies, it's just unknown because there's so many. So I wanted to let you know to share this video with as many Star Wars fans as you can. Because, I mean, what's a video with, one Star Wars fan? Han Solo. Alright, so now on to day 5. We know from day 5 that God creates sea creatures and birds. So, sea creatures. There are 228,450 species known in the ocean. And as many as 2 million more that remain a total mystery to us. So, there's so many more that we have never discovered. The longest ocean creature that has been recorded was recently found in Australia. It looks like a gigantic swirl-looking thing, and it's about 150 feet long. If you want to see a really cool picture of it, in those tools below, you're going to find it. It's known as a Siphonophores. Siphonophores. We're going to go with that. So what is a Siphonophores? Well, they're made of tiny individual zooids or clusters of cells that can clone themselves thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Then they string themselves together and they're this long 150-foot Siphonophore. For birds, there has been 10,000 species of birds discovered. There's estimated, as of last year, that there was 200 to 400 billion birds present on the Earth. Compared to 5 billion people on Earth, that means there's 40 birds on my shoulders. Ever heard of a tuft puffin? A tuft puffin. This isn't some kind of food, it's a bird. You probably have seen them before, actually. But check this out. They can hold up to 20 fish in their mouth. 20 fish in their mouth. Now, The fish are smaller. There are sand eels, herring, capelin. It's a diet of actually 47 different species of fish. But they can actually eat them underwater at adulthood. That would be pretty sweet, right? Like, you could just, dip on down and get some sushi and you wouldn't even have to wipe off your mouth. Alright, so day 6. God creates land animals and human beings, so we'll get to you in a second. There's a total of 1.3 million species found on Earth. The most accurate census estimates a total of 8.7 million species. So 8.7 million minus, 1.3, 7.4 million undiscovered species. Crazy, right? So how about that crazy animal that we're going to talk about? It's called the fanged deer. Fanged deer, yes. It's also known as the Chinese water deer, but this thing has flippin' fangs, man. Coming to a theater near you, the fanged deer. No, I'm just kidding. No. They use their fangs actually to, suck your neighbor's blood, not yours. So it's fine. I'm just kidding. It's kind of like how, certain deer will use their antlers to mark their territory, or, to push away their predators, push away other deers that are more aggressive. Well, that one has fangs. I'm good. I don't even want to get close to that. They fight each other with their fangs, bruh. Yeah, but it's pretty neat. Alright, now on to you cute little creation, you. There's roughly 7.8 million little cute creations of you, humans. So as we know, humans are one of the most complex and fascinating things on the earth. There is so much to us, how we interact, how we talk, how we socialize, gender and race and ethnicity and interest. Even though you might be a little bit different, that's okay, because everyone here is different. We're all different, which is really, really cool. I do want to say, on this channel, it's for everyone. It's for all those cute little creations. Also, like I mentioned, there are pictures, interesting facts, links to cool tools, all this stuff down below. Now, if you have any questions or there are certain things you want us to talk about here on Shahan Culture, then definitely let us know. I'm Zach. Here at Shahan Culture, we talk about Disney, design, and discipleship. See you soon, friends. How do you say that word? Siphonophory? Is it a siphonophory? Siphonophory. Siphonophory is an order of hyprozoans. A siphonophory is an order of a hydrozoan. Hydrozoans? Ugh. And the class of marine organisms. A siphonophory is an order of hydrozoans, a class of marine organisms belonging to the phylum Cnidaris. Is an order of hydrozoans, a class of marine organisms belonging to the phylum Cnidaria. A siphonophory is an order of hydrozoans. According to the World Register of Marine Species, the order contains 175 species